Now, while I don't personally subscribe to being manipulated by the arbitrary lines that mankind has placed on reality, it's still a fact that the start of a new year, the start of a new month, the start of a new week does give a psychological boost to doing something new, starting fresh. So I'm going to suggest to you four things, three actually, but one has a corollary. Four things ideas that I can suggest would be a good things to start doing for the new year. Number one, if you are on the path of perfect health, long life, and the fountain of youth, then you cannot ever be healthy if you have in your possession any white sugar, any white flour, bleached flour, or any table salt that you consider food and that you have any intention of eating in the future. Those items are the antithesis of health and healthy lifestyle. So my first suggestion is to throw it all out. Throw away the white sugar, throw away the white flour, throw away the table salt. Don't save it for somebody else. Throw it completely away. And along the same lines, I often find that when I do purges or when I do extended fast, that as my body gets cleaner, I actually have the urge to clean up more, toss more things, purge my external life as well, because as you know, the external mirrors the internal. So you might find that as you purge yourself internally, your exterior environment becomes cleaner. And similarly, if you start with the external, you'll be setting a good example and affecting how you perceive yourself, how you perceive your surroundings, so that you'll be internally clean as well as externally. So my suggestion is simply to start tossing things out. You don't need to become a minimalist, though that would be a good goal to set. But the more possessions you have is the less free you are, the more controlled you are. The more things you have is the less free you are. So the more you can dispense with and toss the clutter in your life is the more you will be creating a lifestyle of freedom and also making room for new things to come into your life. So the game that I'd like to suggest to you is toss 100 things. Start. And this doesn't include wrappers of food, and things that normally you would have to throw out. This is clutter, stuff that you've been hoarding, stuff that you really don't need, stuff that you haven't used in years. That make an effort to toss 100 things before the new year. Now, if you've been doing this for most of your life, then you may want to toss 10 new things or 20 things at the start of the new year. Right now, I'm at a point where I can probably do maybe 10 things every few days, because I've made it a point over the years of just tossing things. When I realize that I'm not using them, if I need it later, I can always replace it easily. So I've gotten into the habit of tossing and just reducing the amount of clutter in my life. Third thing I'd like to suggest is to start a log. This would be a good time to start a log. Weigh yourself in the morning and start a log each day of how much you weigh in the morning. Just focusing your attention on that will actually help you be more cognizant of what you are eating and the fluctuations in your weight. And it might help if one of your New Year's resolutions is to lose weight, then keeping track of it, logging it each morning, how much you weigh when you get up in the morning, how much you weigh before you go to bed. So keep a log. Another log that might be good is days without sugar. Starting on the first of the year, you make an agreement with yourself not to eat any more sugar. So you start a log, little journal, just a 8.5 by 11 spiral notepad that you keep track of how many days you don't eat sugar or how many days you don't drink coffee. But keeping a log, writing down your progress is a very good way of helping to keep your New Year's resolutions current. And finally, start sublimating. Now, if you've ever read Master Key to Riches by Napoleon Hill or Think and Grow Rich, he talks about channeling your lower instincts, challenging your carnal urges, channeling your and redirecting your emotions towards creative pursuits. So some of the most creative people are actually sublimating, meaning redirecting, rechanneling their sexual or emotional energy towards creative pursuits. So refraining from indulging in or expending your carnal urges will help or should help to have you sublimate or channel that energy into something creative, whether it's exercising, whether it's writing that new book, whether it's meeting a particular goal. So those are 4 things that I suggest. Throw away the sugar, the flour, the table salt, toss 100 things, start a log and a journal, health journal, or just accomplishment journal, and start sublimating. So hope that's helpful. I'll see you in the next video.